Attention hunters. Season 5 Clockwork Ballet just came out, which means that it is time for a new journey. For this journey, I'll be playing a Frost Spike Bing. This build requires a few key pieces of equipment to function. Thankfully, with the new season came the Legendary Vision event, allowing you to pick 3 legendary items, which will benefit from an increased drop rate. This will hopefully allow me to transition into the build without too much trouble. But first, I need to get through the campaign. For this, I use Ice Shot as it has high effectiveness of added damage and can freeze enemies. Don't hesitate to spend some time farming the first treasure trove to gather useful pieces of gear that will speed up the rest of the campaign.
I prepared the perfect demolition.
Well, who needs good items anyway? Let's forget about that and go through the campaign. Bing is quite special when compared to other heroes. Instead of using projectile skills normally, he throws a bomb which will cast the skill upon exploding. It is like how a miner would play in Path of Exile. Bomb throwing speed is not dependent on attack or cast speed. Instead, for every 100% of attack or cast speed, an additional bomb will be thrown. During campaign, you should look for weapons with a lot of added damage, as they will greatly increase your damage output. Nice! That's exactly what I need. A bit late, though. Overall, it was a very smooth campaign. Here is a look at my gear at this point. Nothing to write home about, but it got the work done. As for my talents, I chose to go with Goddess of Hunting, Marksman, and Warlock. The first 2 give a lot of bonuses to projectile skills, as well as some movement speed. Warlock will be useful once I transition to the full build. The hero traits are Doom Shot, Quick Processing, and Aggregation Load. And here are my skills. You can probably go with any attack projectile skill at this point, but I really like the feel of Ice Shot. And finally, here are the 3 legendary items I choose to have increased drop rates: Ocean of Rock, Light Hunter Belt, and Blind Vision. Now let's complete some Netherrealm stages and see what we find. Nice.
You only witnessed the beginning.
Nightmares can be quite profitable even in low time marks.
I prepared the perfect. You only witnessed the beginning. Prepared the perfect demolition display for you. Unfortunately,
Now that's what I'm talking about. Now let's see how many FEs we have gained. First, there are a few sales from Nightmare drops. And then some fluorescent memory shards obtained mostly from Nightmares.
To reveal the truth of the era of the 6 gods.
That leaves us with what should be enough FEs to transition into Frostspike. But first, let me explain how the build works. This build relies on 2 mechanics to function. The first one is a conversion from life to energy shield, using Ocean of Rock and Light Hunter Belt, giving us a large amount of energy shield as we scale our max life. A part of our energy shield is then added as elemental damage to our attacks using the cicada shell. This elemental damage is further scaled using dirty tricks from the warlock tree. This node guarantees that your attacks inflict all types of ailments and give 6% additional damage for every type of ailment on the enemy. This effect is also found on the legendary Claw Elemental Whirl, which we will dual wield. Now let's buy the missing pieces. I've already dropped Ocean of Rock and Light Hunter Belt, so I'll need to buy a cicada shell. But first, can you believe how cheap Ultimate Demolition Plan is? This is straight up doubling my damage. I can't pass up on that. Okay, now let's buy a cicada shell. I'll just grab the cheapest one and find a better one later. And finally, 2 elemental whirls. Here are the new skills. This will probably change as I get a better feel for Frostspike, but this should do it for the time being. Now that we have everything ready, let's pay a visit to the dummy. As you can see, the damage is not bad at all. And here is how it looks in the Nether Realms. And this is where the first part of this journey ends. I hope you enjoyed watching this first episode. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.